Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to our video, and today we are here for another winter weather update here. We're got a lot of snow that's going to come into the United States and we're going to break it down over the next 24 hours. Sorry this video may be coming out just a tad later than usual. There was a lot of stuff that happened today in my personal life, but I am back and I'm ready to go. And I just wanted to get this video out because there is some important weather to cover here, specifically winter weather like I said. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to play the radar out here to 3 p.m. tomorrow Central Time, okay? Compare that to whatever your local time is, alright? Now, this doesn't look like much, alright? But there are several areas that are going to be seeing snow for the first time, so I want to break that down, okay? We're going to start off with the Northwest here. We're going to start off with specifically Washington. Now, Washington's an interesting state because you may be wondering, well, Davis, that's not that much snow, you know? It's only like a few inches here in the mountains. That's not too out of the ordinary. But over the next about 48 hours, which unfortunately this radar doesn't go out that far, then we'd have a lot more snow showing up on the ground here because there is a winter storm that's going to be coming in. There are winter storm watches in effect for portions of Washington. Guys, 2 feet of snow upwards in isolated areas in the mountains will be possible over the next 72 hours, okay? But again, this is only in the next 24 hours, but it is still a significant amount of snow here, okay? So southeastern Washington, likely not going to see anything. Northeastern Washington around Spokane, Colville, might get a dusting upwards of half an inch. And then north central Washington is where all the action's going to be at here in the mountains, okay? There were several readings over 4 inches of snow here, so you got to look out for that. 4.2 inch reading there north of Mount David, all right, east of Glacier Peak, okay? Unfortunately, I cannot find any of the others that we saw. There's a 3.9 inch reading there west of Buckner Mountain, okay? So about 4 inches of snow in the mountain just in the next 24 hours. Same thing here southwest of Mount Spicker. There's a 5-inch reading northwest of Mount Shuksan. Is that Shuksan? I don't know. But yeah, several inches of snow in the mountains of Washington in the next 24, 23 hours, so do look out for that. Then we got Oregon here, where a decent portion of the state is in for probably a dusting, upwards of half an inch, maybe an inch of snow in some areas. There's a 1.1 inch reading, 1 inch reading, okay? So definitely look out for that, okay? But not the entire state's going to see that. Like southeastern and western Oregon will most likely not see anything, like extreme western Oregon. Same thing with extreme northeastern Oregon, okay? So look out for that. Idaho here will be a decent state. In the Big Bend of Idaho, we could get a dusting of snow upwards of half an inch in the mountains, so do look out for that. There's actually a 1.2 inch reading there in the Big Bend in the mountains of Idaho, so look out for that. North of Grave Peak, about an inch of snow possible. And then once you get into like the Panhandle, okay, near Sandpoint, that's where you get into like the general just like dusting, you know, upwards of half an inch territory, so do look out for that. Montana, okay, most of the state's not going to see anything, but if you're in northeastern Montana, then you could see a couple inches of snow in isolated areas around Scobie. There's several readings over 1 inch. If we zoom in a little more here, we might be able to get something new. It's not worth trying that long, but yeah, just know an inch or two of snow possible in the Scobie area. And then northwestern Montana here, we could get few tenths of an inch in the mountains, okay, so definitely look out for that. There is a 1 inch reading here, but that's in isolated areas in the mountains southwest of Browning, okay, so do look out for that. 1.3 inch reading southwest of Yak. Okay, so generally just like a decent amount of snow in Montana. Then we're going to go ahead and break down Colorado here. Now, Colorado, specifically Denver, has seen so much snow in the past 24 hours, it's not even funny. The Denver metro, some areas got approaching a foot of snow, which is pretty crazy. But in the next 24 hours, southeastern Colorado is going to be the new hotspot, okay? So an inch or two will be possible around the Trinidad area, but once you get into this isolated area here in the mountains of Colorado, 3 or 4 inches possible in these mountains, okay? You got to look out for that snow-wise, and then just kind of widespread general, about an inch of snow from Colorado Springs to the border of New Mexico and Colorado, okay? So do look out for that. Again, you may not actually see an inch of snow, but it's upwards of an inch. So look out for that, and then you get into New Mexico here, which is kind of surprising that New Mexico is going to be getting a lot of snow, okay? So just like a general dusting around the state, and unless you're in southeastern or northwestern New Mexico. But then you get into like northeastern New Mexico and extreme northeastern New Mexico. We do have a couple areas that are going to see an inch or more of snow. There's a 1.1 inch reading, 1 inch reading, okay? There's just several like kind of just widespread inch readings here, all right? So expect about an inch of snow no matter where you're at if you are in this medium blue color. So do look out for that. And then we've got Arizona. East central Arizona could get a dusting of snow around St. John's and Eager. So look out for that. And then we've got Oklahoma. The western portion of the Panhandle around Boise City could get a dusting. And then same thing for the Panhandle of Texas. The northwestern portions of the Panhandle could see a little bit around the Dalhart text line region, which they already have seen just a tad bit of a dusting possibly within the last few hours. So do look out for that. And then we do also have some action here in West Texas. I guess I didn't realize that. But yeah, approaching the Texas-Mexico border, this doesn't do readings for Mexico, but this snow definitely reaches into Mexico just a little bit here. So yeah, it's pretty wild that we're getting snow in this area, but not in like the mountains of Wyoming where we normally would this time of year. Okay, so look out for that. And then we've got the upper Midwest, Minnesota. The northern portion of the state is now consistently getting about an inch somewhere every day. Today it's looking like that area is going to be Grand Rapids. All right, unfortunately we can't get too many good readings around here, but there are several just like widespread half-inch readings around here. 0.7 inch readings, 0.6, 0.6, 0.5. Okay, so at least half an inch possible if you're in northern Minnesota, maybe more than that, so look out for that. And then you get into North Dakota here, isolated northeastern portions of the state could see some snow over the next 23 hours, so look out for that. Just a dusting though. Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin could get anywhere from a dusting to an inch. There is a 1.2 inch reading up here near the cornucopia, so look out for that. And then there's several 1 inch readings around that, okay? And then we've got Michigan, where the UP could get a decent amount of snow, anywhere from a dusting to an inch, and extreme northern portions of the rest of the state of Michigan could get some around the Carp Lake region as well, in the Bliss area. So look out for that. And then finally, the New England snow event I want to break down here. Okay, we are also getting consistent 1 inch snows every day somewhere in the New England area, it feels like now, okay? The northern portion of New York State could get upwards of half an inch of snow in that area around Harrietstown, so look out for that. There's a 0.3 inch reading. I'm sure we can find some higher than that in the mountains, 0.4, 0.4. So definitely look out for that. And then we get into Vermont here, where the northern portion of the state, similar situation. There's a 0.6 inch reading southwest of Moretown, so general, just like half inch widespread snow. And then we have New Hampshire here, where it's a very similar situation once again. And then Maine, you could get a dusting of snow around most of the state, unless you're in southwestern Maine. But then you get into like extreme northern Maine, and that's where you get the 1 to 2 inch readings. There's a 1.2 inch, 1.1 inch, 1 inch down here, 1 inch up here, 1.1 inch west of Caswell, 1.2, 1.2, 1, 1.1. Okay, so surely somewhere in this area we'll see at least an inch and a half or 2 inches of snow, so do look out for that. But that's pretty much it for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.